So, some other breaking news is that Trump is considering declaring a national housing emergency possibly later this fall. So, let's go through this article here. It says that he's considering emergency measures to address the housing affordability crisis that has left millions struggling to pay rent and priced out of home ownership. They haven't made any decisions yet because they don't want to step into the business of states, counties, and municipal governments. But at the same time, they are considering it. Bassett declined to list any specific actions under consideration by the president, but said that administration officials are studying ways to decrease closing costs and nationally standardize the local patchwork of building and zoning codes. He also said that solving the housing affordability crisis was an all hands on deck challenge. This has bipartisan support. So, again, the Republicans and the Democrats are working together to help come up with a bill or something that can help alleviate some of the costs of home ownership and make home ownership more available to all. We do need to keep in mind, though, as it says here, any federal attempt to tackle the housing crisis will have to face the harsh reality that most key policies are set at the state and local level. The best ways the administration can make an impact is by encouraging the building and purchase of homes. So, the Realtor.com senior economist Joy Berner suggests that finding ways to streamline the permitting process for home builders and put fewer restrictions on builders could help boost the housing supply, particularly in heavily regulated, high cost areas like the Northeast. This is obviously a national thing, but it does affect us here in Florida as well. Berner is saying this would have the best long-term impact, but the federal government could also juice the housing market in the short run by making it easier to buy a home, and that could include offering a tax credit to offset closing costs. In Florida, we do have the Hometown Heroes program that is limited funds and it's usually replenished on an annual basis. That is typically for first responders and law enforcement and the military. So keep that in mind. And there are some other down payment assistance programs that the state offers. This could be offering a tax credit on the national level. It says here the administration's consideration of a housing emergency underscores the urgency we've long raised. Supply constraints are the greatest obstacle to affordability, with the nation short 4.7 million homes currently. President Trump, on his first day of the current term, did order the executive branch to deliver emergency price relief for Americans on housing costs and other key living expenses. He wanted them to take action to lower the cost of housing and expand housing supply, as well as reduce other household expenses and boost employment. One thing that he has made mention of before was identifying federal land that could be opened up for affordable housing development. I have mixed feelings about this because I love nature and I love our natural beauty within our country. I would hate for that to go away by usurping federal land for housing. I do think that there are other ways to move forward with housing affordability that maybe doesn't include opening up federal land for development. But there is a bill out there right now called the Road to Housing Act of 2025 that would create a best practices framework for local zoning and land use policies. So that could be copied and implemented by local jurisdictions if needed. I like to think that Florida has a pretty good handle on things, but in my area alone here in Central Florida, I do feel like the development is a little expansive and a little quick. So I do wish that they would take a step back before they develop what's left of our natural lands and our natural farmlands. I have said before to people in the past that I really feel like if they're going to want to develop homes and commercial properties, they need to build or rebuild or usurp the vacancies that are currently out there before they start building on brand new land. So that was one idea that I personally had, just because I felt like at least that way we weren't destroying our farms and what's left of our natural beauty here in Central Florida. So, just food for thought. This is not all effective yet, it's just being considered, but I did want to bring it to your attention. Have a great day.